All right, we are starting now into week number 6. So this would be the first session after the test. And we are now getting into what we're going to call select cases. So this is a different type of decision-making logic instruction. So the switch cases. So the basic form of this is you're going to have basically declare a switch instruction. You're going to have the variable that you're using as your selector, and then you're going to have several different cases that you're going to set up of if your variable is this, perform this action. If your variable is this, perform this action. And then you're going to end that with a default case. So if your variable does not meet any of the criteria you specified in your cases, you'll perform the default at the end. So the general form of it is what's shown here. A couple general tips. We'll go through these a bit later, but let's get right into a program using this. So this is going to be program number 1. So let's look how this is going to work here. So the purpose of this program is going to be, we're going to prompt the user to enter in a response, which is going to be a yes, no, or maybe. So they are going to enter in either a Y, an M, or an N. We're going to respond back with the text either yes, maybe, or no. But we're going to make those decisions using this switch case type of logic format. So let's go through this and we'll see how this works. So we are going to set up a character variable. So we're going to prompt the user. So character variable called choice. And we're going to say console write line. Please enter a response. And then we are going to set choice is going to be equal to character parse of our console.readLine. So take the data that comes in from the console, parse that into a character type variable. And then we're going to do our switch case. Alright, so let's see what we're going to do for this. So the standard method of doing this, we say, switch, and then in brackets we put in the variable we're using. So in this case it is choice. Remember, no semicolon there. Then we need to set up curly brackets. We're going to put a bunch of stuff in between these curly brackets here. So we're going to say case, and then we put the individual cases. So first we're going to do is a Y. And remember that we put apostrophes around character variables, so that's what we're looking at here. And now we're going to use the colon, not the semicolon. So the format for this is we say case, and then break. Semicolon after the break. And then anything that is in between here will be executed if this case is correct. So we're going to say yes. Okay, so that is one individual case in there. Now the way we're going to end this, the very last one, is going to say default. And this one will end with a break as well. And for this one, for the right line, we're going to say invalid response. So this is the one we're going to go to if we don't get any type of response that fits any of our cases. So if none of our cases check out, we end up at the default, and we will execute that one instead. So we're going to say case, as many cases as we want to have here, and then the last one is going to be this default. So let's say yes, no, and maybe. So N, M. This one's going to print no. This one's going to print maybe. Alright, so those are all three of our cases there. So we're going to ask for a response. If it matches this one, we do this, and then we break out and we jump to the end. If it matches, if it doesn't match this, we get down to this, we check out this one, then we check out this one. If none of those work, we get to the end and we jump down to the end here. So let's check this out. So it says, please enter a response. We are going to say yes. And it prints yes. All right, let's try that again. Please enter a response. I'm going to say N. It prints no. Please enter a response. I'm going to print M. It says maybe. This time I'm going to put the letter S. And it says invalid response. I spelled response wrong. Fix that up there. So that is the general form of how to use this switch case type of command structure. It's a lot simpler than using a lot of if-else logic. The syntax works simpler, but it still works pretty much the same way. Especially if you have a lot of different cases, it's a lot simpler to look at on the screen. Okay, so that is program number 1. Back this up and submit it for week number 6, assignment program number 1.